to Motherhood Unscripted, the podcast that shares the unspoken changes that affects a woman after she becomes a mother. This podcast not only sheds light on the complexities of raising children, but also gives solutions that make them feel empowered, gets to talk about the honest and raw truths in motherhood. It also advocates for mental well-being of moms and also builds a community that connects mothers together. Let's walk together as we unlearn what society has taught us and learn who we are meant to be as women and mothers. Let's take this journey together. Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Motherhood Unscripted. I am your host Gladys Kangao, and today we have a very important topic that I want to share with you. But before we start, I want to take this moment to share, comment and subscribe to this video because it enables us to keep giving you these wonderful episodes. It enables us to reach wider audience. So please feel free to like, share and comment. And without wasting any time, let us dive right into this episode. Welcome. And today we are talking about something so many mothers feel but can't quite name it. And that is the invisible load. And it is the mental to-do list, the emotional labor, the constant thinking, worrying, planning and carrying, even when we are sitting still. And guess what? Most of it goes unnoticed. So let's dive in, yeah? And we can start by defining what is the invisible load. So once we get to understand that is when we'll be able to understand what it is. So what is this that is called the invisible load? So what is the invisible load? It is the mental and emotional work that mothers carry silently. Things like remember when the baby last pooped, planning meals for the week, anticipating your child's meltdown before it happens, booking doctor's appointments, knowing where everyone's shoes are, making sure the tissue is in the house, at the same time comforting a crying toddler. It is the constant multitasking in your brain, even when you're physically doing nothing. And the reason it feels so heavy is because you're carrying it alone. And why is this load invisible? I'm sure so many of us ask ourselves, why is it load invisible? It's because most of the work mothers do is not visible. It's not measured in hours, it is not paid, and it's not applauded. And because we live in a world that values productivity and outcomes, people only notice when something goes wrong. Not all the little things you did to prevent that from happening, that they don't see. They only see you picked out the clothes, packed the snacks, remembered the homework, and adjusted your tone when your partner got home. But no one says thank you because no one saw it. That's why so many mothers, and I'm sure even you at home who is listening, is they usually say, I'm exhausted, but I didn't do anything today. Yes, you did. You did everything. Yeah? So carrying this invisible load leads to more than just burnout. It leads to resentment, rage, and shame. Resentment when your partner sits on the couch and doesn't notice what needs doing. Rage when someone asks you, why are you so tired? Shame when you snap at your child because you've been overstimulated for hours. So the invisible load leads to more than just burnout. It leads to resentment, rage, and shame. Resentment when your partner sits on the couch and doesn't notice what needs doing. Rage when someone asks, why are you so tired? Shame when you snap at your child because you have been overstimulated for hours. This isn't about moms being sensitive or too sensitive. It's about moms doing too much for too long without acknowledgement. And what makes it worse, many of us were raised to believe that being a good mother means doing it all and doing it with a smile. Naming it. So what do? First we name it, saying it out loud, saying I'm carrying too much, saying I need help. You'd be surprised how powerful it is. Secondly, we start by having honest conversations with partners, friends, and even your kids, of course, age appropriate. Let them in your world or inside your head. Third, we let go. Not everything has to be perfect. The world won't end if laundry waits or dinner is not ready on time. Reset. When you start by naming it and saying it out loud, for example, you can say, I'm carrying too much and I need help. You'll be surprised how powerful that is. So it is very, very important for us as mothers to find our voice, because most of us, we carry so much, yet we do not know how to communicate. So when you ask for help, even for me personally, because I love speaking about this, because I have learned this with my personal experience. Once I started asking for help, I felt a little bit of the weight that I was carrying a bit lighter, because you're not this world, as much as we are told we should be able to carry it all as mothers, we cannot. There are so many things that we carry. The way I had said earlier, it's invisible. So many plannings, so many things that you are supposed to do, so many things you're supposed to be thinking about. Even as I talk right now, there are so many things that are going through my head that you cannot know. Maybe after this, I'm supposed to cook lunch, I'm supposed to cook dinner. I'm thinking, okay, what is in the house, what is missing? You know, the last bar of soap, has it ended? You know, so many things, they might seem not as important, but once we have learned to ask for help, you feel a little bit lighter. You can maybe ask your partner, maybe you can check for me what is not in the house. You can check for me. That is another thing, because that at least you can feel help. Or you can say, can you check? Maybe the school had written something, a message that maybe there's a parents-teacher meeting at school. You can ask someone for help. You can ask your brother. You can ask your sister, because this world, we have been taught, especially as mothers, that we can be able to do it all and do it all effortlessly. And that is why we really suffer in silence. So it starts by, naming it out loud. Say, okay, right now I'm overwhelmed with something. Ask someone that is close to you. Maybe you can help me with this and that. And it can really, really help you lighten that invisible load that we carry. Or, so start with that. Talk to your children the way I had said earlier. Of course, age appropriate. You can say, okay, mommy is not able to do this and that. Can you assist? For me, even personally, at least my kids are a bit older right now. At least now I have trained them. Maybe they have made a mess somewhere, they know how to clean it up. It's not always me that I have to know that whenever they eat dinner, I'm supposed to tell them to clean up after dinner or take the dishes to the sink. So it is really, really important for us to start by communicating, and communicating effectively and continuously, not just one time. Ensure that you continuously use your voice to communicate, and it really, really helps lighten that load. So the other thing is we let go. Learn to let go, because there's no such thing as being a perfect mom. There's no such thing as doing it all perfectly. The world won't end if the laundry waits, or if dinner is from the freezer, or you're not making meals from scratch every time. Yeah? So I want you to know, dear mom, that you don't have to hold everything together. You don't have to have it all together. And I also learned this the hard way, because I wanted my kids to see me as that perfect mother. But I knew, once I learned about this, I learned that it is really, really important for them to see me as a human being. And once I learned that, I learned to let go and not see myself as lazy when maybe a visitor came and found the house is a mess, or to judge myself, yeah, and see maybe I'm not dramatic when I say that I'm tired and overwhelmed. It's not being dramatic. You're carrying more than anyone realizes, and you're still showing up, but you don't have to do it all. And you're allowed to ask for help. You're allowed to have breaks. So give yourself that, dear mom. Give yourself that. And remember that in this journey of motherhood, there is no one way that fits all. So always remember that asking for help is not a sign of weakness. You're not being lazy. Please just give a little bit of grace to yourself and know that you are doing your best. So for you who is listening, if this episode hit home, feel free to like, share, and subscribe this video, and share it with a mama, a friend, a cousin, a sister. And for you who is listening, I want you to release one thing from your to-do list today, because you deserve that. Stay tuned to the next episode. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.